Now, there are growing concerns or calls for Enyobeni tavern owners to be held accountable for the tragedy that cost 21 lives at their establishment. Their trial is expected to continue today at the East London Regional Court. The accused, the Siya Kangela and Vuyokazi Ndevu, face charges relating to the sale of alcohol to persons under the drinking age. And eNCA's Ronald Masinda is following up the story. He joins us live now. Ronald, thank you so much for joining us. The previous court sitting couldn't happen because of load shedding, but we're back at it this morning where we have the accused who have to respond to questions around their role in the tragedy that took the lives of 21 young people.
Yes, good morning, Cindy. Well, today is day 3 of the trial, where we are expecting no less than 4 witnesses to take to the stand, 2 from the Eastern Cape Liquor Board and the other 2 survivors of the Enyobeni tragedy. Now, yesterday was day 2 of the trial where a minor stepped into the stand, but the media was told, or rather barred, from filming the proceedings, as well as the gallery was also not allowed. We believe that this was a 16-year-old who was also a survivor during those tragic events. But the day 1 of the trial took place exactly a month ago, where we heard from Nciti Sikwenana, an elderly man who lived a stone's throw away from Enyobeni Tavern. And what the court heard then was that how they as a community were up in arms with the behavior that was taking place at Enyobeni Tavern, that for months rowdy kids are used to harass residents living near the tavern, where they will go to their yards, urinate, as well as allegations of them having sex sometimes at their yards. And this led to many residents complaining, going to the Eastern Cape Liquor Board, as well as approaching the police, asking for their intervention in the matter. And they also tried to engage with the Siya Kangela Ndevu, the owner of the tavern, who allegedly told residents that they should actually try and fence their yards to try and avoid such commotion. But the defense lawyer of the Ndevus had also tried to punch holes into the case of this state witness, saying that this was not the only tavern in the area, alluding that there was also another tavern just 100 meters away, and that the people who could have been misbehaving at the time could have been people who were revelers at this particular tavern. We also heard the court last month also hearing how Mr. Kwenana had a daughter who sold food in the area, and that how she also benefited from having these patrons who were going to places like Enyobeni Tavern and another tavern just around the corner in Scenery Park. But the state at the time, they believed that they had a credible state witness. How long will this case unfold? We don't know at this stage, as load shedding is also playing a big role in the delays.
Ronald, do we know what the charges are against the accused? Because primarily it's about selling liquor to minors, and as you've been saying, this has been a nuisance to communities for years and months, with the teenagers being unruly after consuming alcohol. What are the charges that the accused are facing?
All right, so primarily it's selling liquor to minors, also allowing children at their establishment. And what we have been told is that this has been happening for years now. In fact, even during the testimony of Mr. Kwenana, the first state witness, he had said that he himself used to go to Enyobeni Tavern, but only witnessed later that this place used to welcome minors. And what took place hours before the tragic events were that the kids who went to Enyobeni Tavern, it was a party celebrating mid-year exam, or the conclusion thereof, and they went there, most of them actually wearing black as a theme for the party. And what we heard was that the place was packed to capacity, so much so that a lot of these youngsters were outside of the venue. And when the results came from the health department of the Eastern Cape as to the cause of death, it suggested that they died of suffocation. But when we asked Mr. Ndevu in particular with regards to what he thought took place, he believed that these kids could have been poisoned, and that this was a smear campaign against him, seeing that his business became so successful in a short space of time that he believed that his rivals, people who were also selling alcohol near Scenery Park, were becoming jealous. So we've heard different interpretations as to what could have taken place there, but we are also hoping to hear more testimony come forward, more people even from the liquor board authorities who have also been blamed in this matter, some saying that the liquor board were alerted to this issue of children as young as 13 drinking during the early hours of Enyobeni Tavern, yet nothing was done. Even the police have also been blamed. So we are expecting a lot more witnesses to come forward to give testimony.